Hi, thanks for joining me for another adult coloring session. And in this session, we're going to use a page from the Kappa adult coloring book titled Winter Season Designs to Color. We're going to do page number 25. And I want to just leave some thoughts with you concerning this. This happens to be the saddest owl I've ever seen. The reason I picked this is because of that fact. Also, to let you know that during these types of situations where you may feel down, you may feel saddened for some reason, sometimes you can't always put a finger on why you're feeling down or sad. It may seem like what people call a night season, and so that's why we're going to paint this. This is a night scene with some leaves framing the owl, the branch, and the owl is sitting on the branch. But he or she is really saddened, and we're going to change that mood, which we normally use these adult coloring pages to refocus our attention off of a situation that we're dealing with and to recenter ourselves. So that's what we're going to do right now. And I'm going to make the owl the focal point and try and change or lighten the mood of the owl. So I'm going to do the owl last, and I'm going to address the other things in the frame first. So let's go here, and I'm going to use the pencil on the side. Holding it this manner, I can cover more space. I'm not trying to highlight these other parts of the picture plane. I want to highlight the owl, and I want to change the owl's inner feelings. So I may not be able to change the outward expression on this owl. However, I'm going to use a little color here and there in an attempt to change the way the owl is feeling. I'm going to use a little toned down yellow, excuse me. These are stars. I'm just putting just a tidbit of color here and there. I'm not really trying to focus on them. I'm going to address them lightly, as it's called. That means I'm not putting too much attention or color on them. I'm going to make the owl the focal point, so I'm going to focus my attention and most of the colors on the owl. Now we are using colored pencils, but in the art world this is still called painting, and therefore we are painting. Now I'm going to do the greenery, which these are green. We know that because these are leaves. Even though the book says winter scenes, these leaves could really be a different color. They can be brown, yellows, you know, the autumn colors. If that's what you like, you can do that. However, make sure you're not putting too much color in them. And the leaves are of they're quite a variety of leaves. If you look at them, you can tell they're not all from the same tree. They're clustered as if they're from the same tree, but we already know that these different types of leaves do not grow off of the same tree. Turn your book if you need to so that you can be more comfortable coloring a page. And again, I'm not putting much color in that. That's not what I want to do. And now, the night sky can be blue or black. I generally don't address a lot of the background stuff. It's not that important to me. I've learned to tune certain things out and not even give them my attention. And sometimes that is what you have to do when dealing with situations. You have to make sure that the situation you're dealing with is not becoming bigger than life, taking over your every thought to the point where you're not able to rest or sleep or relax. And this background color, some areas have a little bit more concentration of color in it than others, because those are the types of situations that we deal with. Some need more attention than others. However, they are still in the background, and I'm showing that by not giving too much color to them. So from far away, the distance that you are seeing it in the camera doesn't appear to have much paint colors on them at all. Let's see if I can bring it a little closer so you can see it. It's not much color on there, and it's not needed. Now we're going to address the owl. And let's see here, I'm going to change the demeanor of the owl by changing the color of the owl. I'm addressing his beak, his claws, and his feet. And I'm going to change his demeanor according to the colors that I'm using. He is so sad looking, but we're going to attempt to change that. By the colors that we're using, which means we can use some cheery type colors. We don't have to use colors that are so drab. But as an artist and you're painting, you can paint objects in your picture however you feel. So I'm using, this is a brown that I'm using. You don't have to use that. You can use another color if you like. I'm not paying any attention to the designs or lines. That's not what I'm doing. I just paint it right over that. Period. I'm not focusing on it. And here I'm going to actually add this in here, a little brown in here, see what it does. And again, just changing the way everything looks, changing its demeanor, changing its expression. Focus on your inner thoughts and change the way you feel or view a situation. It is quite alright for you to do what I'm doing right now. I know what colors I'm going to use in here and here, but these other colors I haven't decided on. I'm deciding as I move and work throughout this particular painting or setup. So here, I've never, as they say, I've never seen an owl with these colors. Which is quite all right. Again, it's up to you. How you do it. See if I can come in a little closer. I've added color onto the head. And now I'm just going back. See, it's darker in here. I'm adding a little bit more color in here. There. Adding a bit more color here and there in spots. Kind of changes the way things look. And that's what you do with color pencils. You only add light layers of color, and then you can go back and darken them up as you go. You really want to make that beak stand out a bit more from the background color. There we have it. And now to address these other feathers here. I'm going to address these tail feathers here. And I love using the primary colors. That's what I do. I'm sort of changing these colors as I go along. As you can tell, sometimes I have to go back over something that I did and change it up a little bit, which is quite all right. And there we go with that. I like those feathers like that. They're quite colorful. And then with the feathers here on the breast, I'm going to just randomly color. Randomly color. Now when you do these sheets, you know you can use some music if you like. I like to listen at the sound of the pencil making marks on the paper. But it's up to you. And with this, I am not, I'm putting the color on quite heavily because I know I want this to be the focal point, and I don't intend on coming back over this to recolor. So I'm just adding a lot of vibrant colors to it right now because I'm not going to come back over it later. To darken, that is. I may come back to make sure I've colored everything, but not to darken the colors that I applied. I'm loving all the vibrant colors. Just mixing them up, randomly placing these colors here and there. Trying to make sure I'm not placing the colors right next to each other, and sometimes it doesn't work out, but for the most part, sometimes I try to make sure I'm putting a light in a dark, swapping them light, dark, light, dark. You don't want too many dark colors right next to each other. It just doesn't pop so well. I think I have about every color on there I could possibly have on there. Let's put a couple of pink ones in there. And then we will be done. So I want to kind of do this face a little bit more. I already have orange on there. Let's put a little red in there. We're changing the expression by adding color. And these colors will help us change our thoughts. And these are the colors that we used on the feathers that are on the chest area. There. I have changed the expression somewhat, and so now I'm going to do even more by right over there, adding some more stuff. Now he doesn't look so sad. Kind of looks wide-eyed. Add a little brown in here so that his little claws, feet don't look so flat. I'm just adding a little brown right on the one side of the claw, not the claw but the foot, one side of the foot here, one side of the foot there, and in between, so it doesn't look so flat. That's that. And I left this circle for the moon because the sun is generally seen as yellow, the moon is seen as silvery or white, and I'm going to put a little gray in there, and then I'm going to add just a little blue. That will work. And there we have it. See that? Now, I don't color in everything perfectly. I leave little spots here and there. I see I missed the feather. I leave those because I don't want everything to look so flat. And we have the claws and the tail feathers underneath there. Sort of reminds me of a toucan with all these colors. And then his face, or her face. She's got nice long lashes, him or her, I really don't care which it is, but I've changed the expression. I changed the way I was thinking, and I changed the expression. And there we have it. Sometimes that's what you have to do. Take a moment, relax, redirect your thoughts, and you can change your whole demeanor and your whole outlook as well as what's going on around you. So this is a dark, starry night scene, which I didn't make it that way, and I made the owl the focal point. So no matter what's going on, you are always a focal point, and we want to make sure that you're always balanced in how you're thinking and feeling. And if you have to just take a moment, step back, do a coloring sheet, center yourself, and clear away those foggy thoughts, then that's what you do. So until next time, thank you for joining me.